My name is Jessie, and welcome to my channel, Boa Stitch and Quilt. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Happy to have you as always. If you are a new viewer coming across me for the first time, welcome. I'm so excited to have you. I hope that everyone is going to have a good time hanging out with us today, and that's it. For those of you who are returning and you saw my last video, you get a fresh face Jessie today. I'm very happy to say that I did go see the dermatologist and I got some medication, and as you can see, my face is starting to clear up. I'm fresh faced completely today. Super excited. I didn't realize how miserable I actually was. It didn't hurt, but it wasn't comfortable, and so this is probably TMI, my medical history, but I'm feeling much better. So very excited about that. That's my major life update. My face is not frustrating me and doesn't make me want to just rip it off. So it's so I was really super excited about that. Also, did you notice in my last video that there was some differences? There was a picture-in-picture. I upgraded my video editing software. So I had been using just what came in, I have a Dell, so it was the Microsoft Suite, the Microsoft Video Editor, and it has limited function. It did a lot. I don't want to say it didn't do a lot. It did, but there wasn't like all of the fun things that I saw in other videos, like the picture-in-picture, or being able to keep the overlay of the voiceover while inserting a picture. Like, you couldn't do any of that in the freebie video editing software that comes with Microsoft. And so I decided that, well, I've done enough Flosstubes. It seems like I'm going to keep doing it. Might as well go ahead and invest in a video editing software. So I found one that I think will work. Excuse me. And so we'll see. Well, I made the investment, so I guess I'm stuck with it. But hopefully, as we go through each subsequent video, I'm going to try to learn something new. I'm not going to pretend that I'm not going to, like, because I don't know if I'm going to work, so I'm not going to try things. But I'm going to see what I can do as we go. Today is Sunday, November 15th, so we're in the midst of Thanksgiving season for U.S. Thanksgiving. So this is my cup of the day, my bee giving. It's Snoopy. Excuse me. I don't know why. I always seem to cough a lot when I do these videos. I think it's because I'm talking. But I love peanuts. I love all the holiday specials. It's my favorite tradition of the holiday season. I'm very disappointed that they're not going to get aired in the U.S. They're not going to get aired on the public channels. They're now part of Apple TV, which I think you can see for free if you do like the limited trial and things like that. So it's a little upsetting. I'm not particularly, I feel like peanuts should belong to the public sphere. I mean, I know it's not. I know it's still owned by a corporation, but so that's a little disappointing. I think I own the DVDs, which of course, it's the DVDs. So I go see if I can find them in my... It's been such a long time since I played like a DVD or a Blu-ray or anything like that. So I don't know if I still... I mean, we have an Xbox that will play it, so it's not like... So let's see. What else is happening? Not much. Let's get into some stitching. Oh, I did decide, just so that everyone is aware, so this is a channel, 3 minutes in, I guess I'll let you know what my channel is about. This is primarily about cross-stitching. I do quilt occasionally, but I did make a decision that instead of putting them all together, I'm going to completely separate out my quilt content from my cross-stitching content. So from now on, going forward, my Flosstube will be strictly on cross-stitch. And then when I do have quilting content, which I don't know how frequently, it's very infrequent, I'm going to go ahead and create its own separate video, quilty tube, something, I don't know. I've seen some various versions of it, so that way it is completely distinctive. And if you are interested in the quilting content, you can go and watch the quilting. If you're not, then you don't. Just that these videos on Flosstube will be 100% cross-stitching. And so that's kind of a decision I made that I think will hopefully make it a little easier going forward. So this video, Flosstube number 11, I think, is going to be 100% cross-stitching all day, every day. So let's get down to it. I actually had a really great stitching couple of weeks. So last weekend was Jen Lee's Cork and Stitches. Oh my gosh. I'll put her Instagram down below. But Jen Lee's 24-hour cross stitch, which a lot of us have done. So I did participate in 24-hour cross stitch. I like to believe that I did all 24 hours. I did not. I was team sleep, and I got just over 22 hours. So 22 hours and 15 minutes or so total, from starting from Friday afternoon. I worked on Friday, so I started like around 7 p.m. or something like that, and all the way through Sunday. So I got a lot. Like, I did focus a lot on cross stitching, and I did 24 hours, and I was completely monogamous on Emily's house, and so that was a lot of work. Really excited about that. I was convinced. I absolutely convinced myself, you're gonna finish Emily's house during 24 hours cross stitch. I think I am clearly overestimating how fast I stitch. Because I did not finish during the 24-hour cross stitch. I was at 85% completion when I started 24-hour cross stitch. When I finished, it was like around 94%. I want to say, like, I got a lot done. I'm not saying I didn't get a lot done, but I did not quite finish. So just only goes to show that I think I stitched a lot more. And overall total stitches in that 24 hours into Emily's house, according to the Pattern Keeper, I did about 2,700 stitches. So, nothing to sneeze at. I mean, right? Like, it was a lot. But I saw some other people posting like over 3,000 stitches. I think one person had like 4,000 stitches. And of course, I don't know like if they did the full 24 hours or what, or things like that. But it made me realize, I'm like, I am slow. I am not. It's not a competition, right? It's not a competition. But it was. But I did realize that I'm really not as fast as I think I am. This past Wednesday, November 12th, was Veterans Day here in the U.S. And so that's a federal holiday for us, and for my organization, my company, we did get the day off, and so I did have a middle of the week break, which is odd, like, you think that we're going to observe it on another day, but not Veterans Day. On Veterans Day, the day of observance is the same day, and unless it falls on the weekend, then it's either on the Friday or the Monday. But it's really bizarre having a day off right smack dab in the middle of the week, because you get like 2 Mondays and you're just like, huh, that's kind of odd. Like, but I did a lot of stitching on Veterans Day. I had intended to work on Liberty Quaker, but because I knew I was like 5% done to Emily's house, I was like, I'm gonna work on Emily's house. So I did. I worked on it all day on my day off on Veterans Day, and I'm super excited to say I have a finish for Emily's house. So, really, really happy. Everyone who's been with me knows how long I've been working on this, how long I've been trying to get this done. Missed every goal along the way, but look at that. I am so incredibly happy with Emily's house. Oh, it's just beautiful. So I did finish it on Veterans Day. Now, technically, it was like midnight 30, but I'm going to call it Veterans Day because I didn't go to bed. So, but yeah, it's, see if I can pull back a little bit so you can get the full thing. It's been beautiful working on this. What can I say about the journey of this? So this is on 36 count Edinburgh linen, pictured as plus earthen, and I did this 1/2 using all of the called for floss, which was Gentle Arts and DMC. I did not convert anything except for the sun, which I used Stephanie's or Lindy Stitch's DMC conversion instead of the sulky thread that she called for. And in terms of the journey of this, it went well, beautifully. Thankfully, the borders met. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw that little horror story about whether or not it was going to meet. The only thing that I did change was, as you may recall, if you are a returning viewer, that the scales of justice, Tim Bucket was the called for floss. Um, I think the lot that I had just wasn't as dark as the one that was used in the model, and so the scales just didn't pop. And I did a little poll, and everyone kind of voted on doing the back stitching, and so that's what I did. It's not perfect. I'm going to say that it's definitely not perfect, but I'm happy with it. I mean, the reality is like looking at it up close, you're like, oh, it's kind of flawed, but you're not going to look at it up close. You're going to look at it kind of from the distance. And so in quilting, that's called the galloping horse rule. And so if you're on a galloping horse rolling by, if you're not going to see the error, doesn't matter. You're not. So that is, that's the only thing I changed. I did do the back stitching in the stormy clouds, which is in the border. And I'm absolutely super happy with this, and I really can't wait to go get it framed. But I'm also, we super isolate for COVID. My husband and I. My husband's high risk, and I have zero desire to get this. So not only for his health and safety, but for my health and safety, we only go out when we absolutely have to. We don't go out to eat. We don't go into stores. We don't do anything. Everything is curbside. Like, we order takeout and it's delivered to our car. Like, we don't do anything like that. So I'd love to get it framed, but I'm also very hesitant to go into a store. And so we do all of our framing. Like, we've done a lot of framing with Aaron Brothers, actually, was who we've done most of our framing with. But they shuttered before COVID, but late last year, early this year, I don't know. Time, big meshy wibbly wobbly thing, I don't know. Whenever that happened, and they were I think they were a subsidiary company of Michaels, because they've been absorbed into a Michaels. So our framer, thankfully, has moved to a Michaels, and we did get some framing with our new Michaels. A new location opened, and we've been very happy with them. So I do plan on taking it to a Michaels to get it framed. But I also don't want to go into a store. So we'll see. We'll see how long it will take and how much I can resist the temptation to fully finish this. But yeah, one more time. For the last time until it's FFO'd, Emily's House by Lindy Stitches. So thank you for coming along with this journey on me. I'm so happy with it. I love the meaning behind it. I love everything about it. It speaks to me, speaks to my work. So anyway, so that's Emily's House. So yay. I even ironed everything for you. See, I was so excited. So of course, as you would expect, I don't have that much more to show you because I focused, I was pretty monogamous on Emily's House. But I did finish on Wednesday, so that gave me a couple of days, and we had a technical difficulties on Friday for work. So I woke up on Friday morning to a phone call for one of my coworkers saying, I got this text message. And I'm like, oh, I haven't gotten a text message. What are you talking about? We were instructed that we were having some technical problems. So I was like, oh no. So of course I'm just kind of hanging around waiting to find out when I can get onto the computer and do some work. And it never happened. Like, it was, we were down for the count all day Friday. Not a big deal. I have plenty of vacation time that I can, slot into the day if I'm required to do so. And I don't know yet at this point. I did not have a lot that I could do outside of our remote system. So I just basically started cross-stitching. And it's not, for watching the video, they're going to know. So it's, so I'm hoping the technical difficulties, it's like a mixed bag, right? Because just dirty secret of work, right? Every industry is always behind, right? Like, you always feel behind, like you're constantly in perpetual state of catch up, and so I feel that way too all the time. And so having an unplanned day where you cannot work, as opposed to a planned day where you choose not to work, right, is not good, right? Because it puts you behind, it puts you further behind if you're already behind, and so it stresses me out But then I'm also like, there's nothing I can do about it. So what do I do when I'm stressed out and need to help get some groove? I did some cross stitching. And because I had been monogamous stitching on Emily's house, I hadn't done anything. So I started to catch up on Chinese Zodiac. And I started doing that on Thursday night. And going into Friday, and Frosted Pumpkin released the final part of Chinese Zodiac on Friday. And so I was like, well, shoot-de-doot-de. Let's see if I can get me a second finish. Oh, I have a second finish. Who am I? 2 finishes in a week. I appreciate that I've worked on these like all year long. So I didn't say on Emily's house. I started that on Juneteenth and finished it on Veterans Day. I did not work on it every day. So obviously that was a few months of work. Chinese Zodiac, I did start at the beginning with the Sal. I didn't start on time. I had purchased it at the time, waiting for a kit, and it came in. So every month, with the exception of a couple of months, I kind of maintained that. And so here we are, a completed Chinese Zodiac by Frosted Pumpkin. This is, it's gotta be a better, y'all, I'm gonna do something next time where I don't have to hold these like this where it's uncomfortable. Anyways, I digress. This is the kit. So this is on 32 count linen and picture disc plus sand. It was a kit from Frosted Pumpkin, so all the called for DMC. And that's it. I didn't make any adjustments or anything. So can you find a mistake? You know what I'm talking about if you are a returning viewer, but for those of you who don't remember, so I got my count off a little bit. So my medallion is centered. Let me get this point so I can hold it up with just one hand. My medallion is centered. My mouse, is centered to the medallion, but I started my circle 1 stitch over, and then all the way around it's balanced. And so what ended up happening was that if I used the circle as my starting off point to count, then everything was over 1 stitch, and which for the most part was not that big of a deal. It did result in a little bit of a gap over here, like, you know, that you may or may not be able to tell. And so what it is, there's a couple of places where the flower is touching an animal, and it's not supposed to be, and that's okay. And also the only other place where the count kind of, where the piece touches, is the little rat's ear is touching the boar's ear, or tail is touching the boar's ear. And I was like, huh. And I showed my husband, I'm like, I mean, who's going to know except for us, right? Like, there's a mistake. And he kind of joked, and he goes, well, it's just the mouse tickling the boar's ear. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess that's what you're going to do. So, so yeah, I'm super happy. This was so much fun to do. I'm going to miss it. I have I think a brilliant idea to FFO it. I've even purchased it, some of the materials. Some of it have arrived, some of them in shipping from Fat Quarter Shop. I am going to leave it at that because I don't know if it's going to work, my FFO idea, so I'm going to kind of play around with it. I have the week of Thanksgiving off, U.S. Thanksgiving, which is in a couple of weeks, and that's probably when I'm going to try to FFO it. I think I'll do a Flosstube extra. I'm not going to do a tutorial because I'm trying this for the first time and I'm following other people's directions on how to do this thing that I have planned. And but I may do like a journey of an FFO because I do think it's a pretty cool idea, and you may or may not find it interesting. If you don't watch it. If you do, fantastic. So anyways, that's it. That's all I have in terms of stitching content because I only worked on these 2 pieces. Literally, I finished this, ironed it, came to record this Flosstube. So I'm very, very happy with it. And don't get excited. I probably won't have another finish for months. Oh, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah. So again, one more time for the last time until it's FFO'd. Chinese Zodiac by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. All right. Okay. So what's next? Plans. I'm going to talk about some plans. I've already mentioned that I have the week of the U.S. Thanksgiving off, And as of right now, we're kind of in limbo on what we're doing. We had originally thought we would be going to go spend it with my husband's family. And we think that is still the plan, but we're not sure. There's some things that may affect that. But all being well and everyone's healthy and all that good stuff, that's probably what we're going to do. But we won't be there the whole week. We'll just be there for part of the week. So the hope is that next weekend the Christmas tree in our house goes up, and we will start the process of decorating it. We have a huge tree. I will show it to you when it is up, but it is an effort to put up our tree. It's beautiful, makes my husband really happy. I love it when it's up. I don't love the process of putting it up, but we typically put up, when we're at my husband's family for Thanksgiving, they put up their Christmas decorations and everything the day after Thanksgiving. And in the past few years when we've done that, it's just so exhausting. And then we end up not putting our tree up for a couple of weeks. And because it's so much work, we're like, oh, like it makes me mad. Like it actually makes me angry to do it. Which you don't want to be angry putting up your Christmas tree. And so so we decided to go ahead and put it up early before Thanksgiving. So one, we can have a longer enjoyment of our beautiful tree when it's up and up. And you know, and then I'm not angry putting it up like 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, being like, Christmas is like in 2 weeks. So I don't say it like that. So not. So anyways, so my plans are, I really am going to try to focus on Thanksgiving, really. Yeah, I'm going to work on Hello Pumpkin, I think, is what I'm going to switch to. I plan on doing a very thematic December. I am planning on doing a Flossmas, so that's my first foray into the Flosstube specials and extras and things like that. I've never done a coffee talk or you know, arbitrary August. I didn't do any of that, and so this is going to be kind of my first time trying to do something like that. I have purchased a tea advent calendar for me to do this every day, and I also have like the 12 days of Christmas tea for after Christmas. Not that I'm going to Flossmas obviously is like an advent all the way through Christmas Day, and so we'll see. So I'm going to kind of start preparing for that, so I'm going to have some themes associated with that. But I'm probably going to work on Hello Pumpkin. I'm going to work on no face knitting as well, and then whatever strikes my fancy. I've been focused on Emily's house for so long that I might just be like, just might look at my whip stack, which is right behind me, right there, you can see it, and who knows, whatever strikes my fancy. Anyways, so those are my plans. Haul. I do have some haul. So, y'all, so this is really funny. We are in the process of cleaning, like super hardcore cleaning our house. This is my childhood home that I moved into as an adult, and so I've lived here for a long time, 15 years. And, you know, you collect things over the years. And so we were planning on moving some things around, you know, moving our guest room and swapping it with our, like, quilt room and everything. And so we thought this is a good year. Before the pandemic, we were going to do this. We thought this is a good year to kind of start this process of, like, stripping everything out and sorting everything. And so this past weekend, it was this weekend, was our electronic recycling and a shredding event within our little city of, I live in a small city outside of Houston, Texas. And so I've been cleaning and going through the paperwork that can be shredded and putting it into a pile in anticipation of this event, plus just general cleaning. Sure enough, I found some cross-stitching stuff that who knows how long I've had. So I found, honestly, I don't even remember. I don't remember. So I found this do. I think this was a gift. It's a little seasonal sampler thing. And so I was like, I think someone gave it. It's copyright from 1994. So those of you who don't believe me that I've been stitching for 20 plus years. 1994. And so I think this was a gift from somebody, or because it was in the same stack, has a photocopy let me be sure I don't get any patterns with this. I have no idea where these came from. A photocopy of these Victorian wall pockets. This is in black and white. And because it was in the same stack, I remember this was a gift from a friend's mom when I was in high school, because I had seen it on their wall, like they had made it, and so she made these photocopies for me so that I could make them. I do recall that. So I do think that maybe they were connected, but 20 plus years ago, who knows? I don't remember. And it was similarly also with some little bookmarks that she thought I would find interesting, I am sure. So I found those. Do I think I'm ever going to stitch these? Probably not. It's not really my aesthetic now. It's not my style now, but I thought that was pretty neat that I found that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't have enough of a viewership to do any kind of a giveaway or anything like that, so I don't know. I'll probably be sending it to Michelle Bendy, like hey, I'm a rando Jessie. Would you like this for a giveaway or a de-stash that you can donate or something? I don't know. I'm going to think about that. But the other thing is what I found. I found this little pig bag. I love pigs, by the way. I've always loved pigs. And then inside that, I found little kits. So I'm like, what? Where did these come from? So this is an open one of little polar bears. And then when I looked at it, it's a great job of story, Jessie, right? But I clearly, when I looked at it, I do have some stitches in it. So I am officially declaring this my oldest whip. This is copyrighted in, where was it? 1992. I would have been in high school when this came out. It does strike me as the kind of thing I would have picked in high school. Not it doesn't strike me. I did pick this in high school. So this is going to be my oldest whip. So who knew? I don't know what happened and I didn't finish it. I don't remember. My memory is kind of questionable, isn't it? Anyway, so I haven't, since it is open, since there is some stitches in it, I don't know. I might go ahead and I might make it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what else I'll do. So, oh yeah. So I found that, and then I found these two little things in there as well. And so this one is a little kit of a lily. I don't see the I can't find the copyright date. It's on the front. It's got like a little bitty tag on there scratched out. I don't know, which makes me believe this was a gift as well. Because again, this is not, I don't imagine this was something I would have purchased, unless maybe it was like a garage sale or something like that. But I do think this was a gift from somebody who knew I cross stitch. And I don't remember. If you know me personally and this is a gift from you, I am so sorry. I really don't remember. Remind me if it did come from you. So anyways, completely unopened. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But I found this. And then there is this wizard. 1994 is the, 95 is the copyright date of this Dimensions kit. Unopened, unstarted, nothing going on with this. I would have been in college. So, proof and evidence, I've always been a nerd. So, I think it's cute. I still think it's cute. I don't know, again, I don't know if I'm going to stitch it. Well, I obviously liked it, and I think I would have probably happily would have made it because, again, I'm a nerd, I'm a geek, all that, right? I don't know if it's in my wheelhouse of what I want to be doing right now with my time. So, anyway, so there you go. Who knew when you did some cleaning? That's what you will get. So it's not really haul, but cleaning haul, new discoveries. So, but now we'll get into real haul, things that came in the mail. So I had two things that came into the mail I'm really super excited about. So these are some, I did purchase some additional stuff that have not arrived yet. So we'll show that in the next video. That's my tease. Actually, most of it was like finishing stuff from Fat Quarter Shop, but I do have one thing that I purchased from Etsy that is still waiting to arrive. So this is from Galloway's Gallery on Etsy. These are all needle minders. And so it came in a package, and this is what it was in, this little bag. Isn't that cute? And let me say, I've already unwrapped all of this, so, but I put it back together as best as I can so you can see it. Like, the amount of effort that was made to protect these needle minders, really, I really appreciated it. Like it was the cardboard, which was taped down, so it was super secure, and then it's also bubble wrapped. So I thought that was, so thank you to Galleries for putting such good care into ensuring that my needle minders came safely to me. And so here are the needle minders that I got. Let's see if I can get it to focus. All right, so what made me purchase was Cinderella. Oh, please excuse my nails. Normally I redo them before I do the videos, but I didn't have time today. Was Cinderella doing her cleaning, singing Sweet Nightingale. As you may or may not be aware, Cinderella is my, focus on that, yes, thank you, my favorite Disney princess movie, followed very closely by Robin Hood. And as the rules are, you cannot, needle minders can't travel alone, right? So I looked in the shop and see what else there was. You may or may not remember that I have a weird obsession with It's a Small World, so I got the It's a Small World one. And then, of course, as I mentioned, I love the Peanuts holiday specials, and so there was the Snoopy and a pumpkin. So even though Halloween is done, I'm still working on Pumpkin Thieves, right? Still need a Halloween-themed needle minder. And this little pumpkin right here is a gift from her. So that's really fantastic. I really appreciate it. I've already tested these out. The magnets are amazing. Typically, I put my needle on the back. Like when I actually put my needle on the back on the plain magnet part, because I find it to be more secure. Usually, depending on what the material is on the front, I feel like the needles are easily slip-offable. This one, it doesn't. I totally threw them on, flopped it around, needle stayed stuck on it. So really, really happy with the quality of these needle minders and the quality of, like, look how gigantic these magnets are, right? So anyways, links below. Highly recommended. Huge selection of needle minders and photography as well. She's a photographer. So there's that one. And then y'all, I finally did it. Oh, I finally got it. Clays by Kid. Let's see. There it goes. Oh, I'm so happy with this. This is picking it up really beautifully, but I'm going to let y'all know, like, these are they look so much nicer in person than they do through the camera. I can't really begin to express that. This is absolutely beautiful. I don't even know if I can use it. Like, I think it's just art, like, right? You just want to display it, and I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with it so that way I can completely enjoy it all the time. But it's absolutely beautiful. And I think that everyone, when I see these on videos, everyone shows the front of them, right? And of course there's the little front of it, but the detail on the back is also extraordinary, right? So there's the magnet back, so that's also covered, and then there's the leaf and everything. It's just so well done. I mean, really, truly, like, this is a work of art. It's worth every cent of her time and effort, and if anything, she might be undercharging for them. But if you follow her on Instagram, there have been copycats that are out there on eBay. I know it's hard. It's really hard to get the originals from her. She doesn't, right? She updates her shop, and she puts quite a bit on at the given time. I think like between 20 or 30 when she does update her shop. But it's so fast. Like, I've been trying, right? Like, I've been trying for a while now to get one, and I fail like every single time. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to recommend. Set up your Google Pay and pay by Google Pay. It's actually faster as opposed to adding it to your cart and then trying to check out. That's my tip. But it is well worth the effort to get one. So absolutely beautiful. I'm not a I don't know if I'm going to keep trying to get another one since I already got one, and I think I've gotten one that's perfect for me. But we'll see. You know, she did set up some Christmas ones I thought was super cute. Actually, I really would like one of her fairy doors. I think her fairy doors are really super cute too. So, anyways, my very own Clay by Kim. I'm really excited. So, at this stage, I'm going to start a new segment. It's still haul, but I am officially going to call this Spoilers. If you are related to me, either by marriage or blood, and you do not wish to get spoiled on any potential gifts that you may receive in the future, this will be the time for you to say goodbye, and we'll see you later. If you are not related to me by blood or marriage, then hang around, because I have one more last piece of haul to show you, and that's it. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone's been forewarned. Here comes spoilers. I have purchased all of the sing-a-song samplers, so do, re, mi, so forth. My sister-in-law, this is my husband's brother's wife, sister-in-law, is a huge Sound of Music fan, and when I saw these, I will say this, in full fair disclosure, when I saw this, I was kind of like, I don't know if that's my favorite. I saw the picture from Jan Hicks, and that I loved. I thought the colors popped more, and I really liked her conversion. So it is my intention to stitch this using the Jan Hicks conversion. I'll link all that below for those to see. For you can see her picture. She did her conversion based on Joanna something, but you'll see she gives credit to her conversion to the person that inspired her originally, and so that's what I plan on doing. Also, that the original, the one that inspired her, the Joanna, she had redrawn this lady who's running to look like Maria. I have no idea how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do my best to redesign that, has Maria following what she did. I think this is a great sampler. I really do. Like, I actually really like it a lot. And in fact, when I saw that original picture, I thought it was going to be Maria, so I was really surprised that it was it's a lady running. But I plan on keeping everything else the same. So, and really the only parts that I'm changing, that I'm using the conversions for, is the borders, and the lettering and stuff. I'm planning on using the colors has called for inside the frame. And so it was just really more changing the lettering and stuff like that. So, super excited about it. I do plan on starting this in December, and my plans for 2021, this will be a gift for her in 2021. Obviously, there's no way I can get this done for Christmas this year, is to do one block a month, and then that will be plenty of time for me to finish it, frame it, or FFO, however I plan on FFOing it, and that's it. All right. Well, that's it, everyone. I don't have anything else. COVID obviously is on an uptick here in the U.S., worldwide as well, except apparently the continent of Africa. So amazing. Let's follow their lead, whatever they're doing. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're quarantining. They're wearing masks. What they're supposed to be doing. Let's do the same. And be safe. It's hard. As I said earlier in the video, my husband and I have been near isolation since March. I saw my mom, like, from a distance, for the first time not last weekend, but a couple of weekends ago, and because she had to give me something from the mail that she had received, and she was wearing a mask, I was wearing a mask, and it was just like the distance, handing stuff off. We didn't hug or anything like that. It was the first time I've seen her since February, and that's hard. I talk to her every week, but it's not the same. I worry about her. She is sheltering with a friend of hers, so she's not alone, but not being able to see her and care for her bothers me Not that she needs my care. She doesn't need my care. She's perfectly fine. But not being able to see her is hard. But I do that because I want to keep her safe. And since I am not 100% in isolation, I try to make sure that she stays okay. And same thing, I haven't, so it's, there are a lot of us making these sacrifices to stay home and stay safe and, wear your mask. I get it, it's hot, it's uncomfortable. I don't want to wear masks either, but, it's a small price to pay to get this under control. Vaccine use is really very exciting. It's still going to be a while before that's out and about and dispersed to everybody. We're going to be in the middle of a presidential transition here in the U.S. In all of this as well, which may or may not impact things. Hopefully, if you follow U.S. politics, you know that there is some. What's the best way to say it? Some strife, some conflict happening with the election results and the transition. The transition will happen. I have every faith in our systems. They may have been torn down a little bit, but they're good systems, and so I think that we have faith in them. So we're going to be in the middle of this transition, which impacts how COVID will be handled and things along that lines. So yeah, this. Everyone says this. Be safe, be smart, be kind to one another, right? And so, that's it. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. I believe that puts me after Thanksgiving. So hopefully I'll have an FFO for Chinese Zodiac by then. And who knows? Maybe I'm on a finishing streak and maybe I'll have another finish. Unlikely. In the meantime, I'll see you in a couple of weeks and y'all have a stitching good time. Take care. Bye-bye.